Welcome back, everybody. We're diving into our second adventure in what looks like it's shaping up to be a three-part series tonight in honor of the Myth Tier battle, an adventure that is being called Queen of the Hill. But before we get into it, we're going to take a brief moment and introduce all of our characters. So just moving on down the line, first up we have returning veteran, the sword that cuts the heavens. We have Fawkes. Welcome back.
Yes, hello. To be honest, I'm a little sad this day.
Very.
For my friends will leave me and venture into mythical tier without me. But I may see them again someday. And I am very glad to welcome this new adventurer with us. Who's the prince? Michael Verity.
Indeed, the Michael Verity. Remind everyone what your title is.
Order.
You cut out at the beginning there. All I heard was order.
Order.
Yeah, speak up.
Did you hear that now?
Speak up, please.
No, I just still keep only hearing the word order. I believe
Order.
it was.
The Prince of Order.
There you go. There it is.
Now we hear you.
Oh, wow. What a name.
Now, Fawkes, do you have any particular stories to share about your own adventures here today? Or is today a day for reflecting on the adventures of others?
It's the day for the adventures of everyone, not only my own.
Very well. Welcome tonight, Fawkes. It's good to have you back once more. And moving on now, Michael Verity, the Prince of Order. Of course, as I'm sure that Michael has experienced, a title in the land of DnDTime comes with a degree of fame and celebrity, one that perhaps Michael was accustomed to being a noble. But how has he been finding the fabled tier life as he's just been living around the world of DnDTime? How's Michael doing?
I've been doing fine. I've been doing very fine, actually. I think. See, this is gonna be my first major Fable adventure, so I'm excited for that.
Is Michael nervous? Does he have any sort of fear going into this battle and more?
I'm not nervous. If I could talk down a couple orcs, I think I could take on the world.
Orcs. You think we'll be fighting orcs?
Hey, I'm confident. Let's just say that. I'll leave it at that.
It does appear that you've been sent on a fairly. As we begin, you'll find that you've been out on the road for a few days now. It's a pretty simple diplomatic mission. It seems like Bartholomew wanted to lob you a softball for your first adventures of Fable tier. So we'll have to check it out.
Considering my talkative abilities, I think I will fare well in this adventure.
Indeed.
Right.
Now, returning once more, we have Sotaria Avenia. Sotaria, I believe, if I remember correctly, you had chosen not to assume a title.
Title, Smito. Who gives a damn about a damn title?
It certainly allows you a degree more of anonymity throughout the world.
Like I want anonymity.
Of the
I
quick
want
hands.
gold.
Well, yes, oftentimes with that comes a lot easier roads to obtain the gold that you desire. What has Sotaria been up to ever since she has been kind of promoted to the Fable tier? What has she been doing?
I'll tell you, like I told the other one, if I have to tell you, I'll have to kill you. But I will say one thing. I now see what Silcrest likes minions. That new one I have is such a joy to have around. I haven't been so happy before in my life. My capers have been so much more fun.
Yes, I believe there was a certain quickling that's been helping you around the world.
Oh, yes, he's so sweet. I swear, as long as you treat him better than his old master, he does anything for me. He's so sweet. Unlike a certain little, other than like a certain little hell spawn, but we're not going to go there right now.
Yes, I understand. And this quickling, I mean, you're probably the first person I've ever heard describe a quickling as sweet, so it's very interesting. Good to have you back, Sotaria. And yeah, and last but not least, we have another one of our longest veterans here. We have Krixus, the Light of the Dawn. Krixus.
Yes. And I will soon assume a pilgrimage for my people. Yes, this will be my last fable to you for a while.
Now, Krixus, a pilgrimage is actually a very reasonable word for what you find yourself doing today, because you're going to be meeting with a number of lizard folk high up within the Big Rock Candy Mountain Range, just outside of the Kool-Aid Lake, as it were.
Oh, I've been there before. It's where I got those delicious and tasty Swedish fish. Would you care for one as I pull one out of my bag? Would you care for one? I have them smoked. They are delicious.
Perhaps at another time, although I do appreciate the offer.
No.
Krixus, how does Krixus feel on the particular doctrines of the lizard folk of the more northern cloud?
Well, as Uchalkus would call them, they are heretics. According to him, I personally don't care, as my people are a simple folk, and we simply just want to praise the cloud. Mm-hmm. All praise the cloud. May he shower his many blessings upon you all.
Excellent. Well, as I said, where we begin, you are high up within the Big Rock Candy Mountains. There's a bit of an ice cream snow that's beginning to fall. The wind whips sharp against your faces. For any of you who've never been to the Big Rock Candy Mountains before, and if you are not familiar with it, around you, instead of snow, falls ice cream. Instead of trees, great peppermint sticks rise out of the ground. It is a realm of candy and sweets, although certainly not all of it tastes good. The ice cream itself is just tasteless in your mouths as you go to consume it, if any of you would have been so inclined.
I've already tried. It's quite bland.
Yeah, I'm not bothering to try it. I've never been to Big Rock Candy Mountains before. I'm not bothering to try it. I am not gonna. I know how to stray away from all the bad
You're
food.
there, Prince of Order. Would you like a snow cone?
I've heard the yellow variety is very tasty.
It's lemon flavored.
Yes.
You try it. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
I believe,
nice try.
I believe that's called hazing. I believe that's some new fable tier hazing.
Oh, come on. It's your first time here. You should always...
Yes.
I know yellow snow when I see it.
What do you mean?
It's lemon flavored ice cream, I swear.
Leave the kid
Krixus, why
alone.
don't you try some to show you it's just fine?
I'll pass.
Yes, you know that when Krixus refuses to eat something, that you need to stay away.
Something's up.
Yeah. So as you're walking through there, you're looking for the Kool-Aid Lake. Apparently there are a group of lizard folk up in the region who've been having some kind of like tribal disputes among each other. It's been pretty, it looks like you're going to have to get into the weeds. You might be up here for, a few weeks even. You see in the distance, they're kind of, their huts made of the chocolate mud that is around the Kool-Aid lakes as you're kind of approaching one of these kind of lizard folk settlements. But as you're doing so, you start to hear something in your ears, each of you. A static, something, you're not sure if it's just the wind at first, but then you hear sharp and clear in your ears the voice of Rodger.
Hello, can you all hear me? Look, I know you are all kind of in the middle of something, but we have a bit of an emergency going on. Yeah, and you're pretty much the only people we have that are really strong enough to handle that here. There's been an attack in the Candy King, on the Candy King. One of his magical artifacts. It's a crown. The candy crown has been taken. It's very important. It's super powerful. It could be used in all manner of terrible rituals. And I have no idea who's taken it, which is the more important part.
It's gotta be that damn conch.
I need you all to head up. There's a large hill, not too hard. The gingerbread hill. It's just in the forest. I need you to head up there. There should be a teleportation circle, but I've realized it's damaged. I don't know what happened, but I wasn't able to connect to it the first time. I'm kind of worried about trying again. So if you can get up there, and fix the teleportation circle. That'll be really important, so we can start getting some more guys up there.
Well, it looks like we're
What
taking a
about the
detour, everyone.
Yeah, this is way more important than those lizard guys. They're gonna be fine. You're probably gonna meet a bunch of heavy resistance. It's very strange. There's a lot going on right now. I'm trying to figure everything else out. Maybe if you can convince some of the lizard folk to help you out, then maybe I don't know. That might help you get stuff done a little quicker. I have to go though. I'm trying to get everyone ready here. This could be big.
Very well.
And with that, you hear the kind of sound again, another static, a few barked orders, some voices from the room that Roderick was in, and then, or Rodger, my apologies, was in, and then silence. You stand outside of the village. In your mind now, two things that Rodger seems to have given you have left lasting impressions. You know now, he kind of showed you, it was more of a mental image that he showed you telepathically. You know the direction of the Gingerbread Hill. It's a little bit north of here. It's probably about a half an hour's walk. Additionally, you now know the set of, it seems to be in an ancient language, and you can't even say it. You're having trouble even saying it out loud, but you all now have these command words that you know will be needed to repair this teleportation circle sitting in your brain.
Okay.
How do we all want to proceed from this point?
If the lizard folk are still having a tribal dispute, it might be hard to convince them to, stop what they're doing and make them and help.
Krixus is going to grab some snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look to see if I can find what appears to be a leader in this village.
All right. So you kind of wander into the village. A lot of the lizard folk are kind of eyeing you suspiciously, and then recognizing.
And full of snow. By the way.
Yes, recognizing. Yes, you hear from the light of the dawn, the Prince of Order, the sword that cuts. A few of them kind of acknowledge and recognize you as Bartholomew's adventurers, and they don't really, they're eyeing you, but allowing you to go about your business within the town. Looking around, there's one in particular chocolate hut. It leads upwards. There's a couple of large, full-sized, almost like candy bars that have been made slanted against each other to form up the roof. This appears to be the most kind of elaborate domicile, possibly where the leader would be. It's your best guess.
Okay. I will go in that direction.
Okay. As you enter in, there are a couple of guards outside, crossed peppermint spears, kind of just sharpened candy canes with the crook broken off, pointed tips. They look to you. Is anyone else going with Krixus on this, or are other people kind of hanging back?
I'm gonna go with Krixus so I can just to see what's going on.
Where's the circle?
I'm leaning against.
The circle is to the north, about a half an hour's walk from here.
All right, I'll head to the circle right away.
All right, you begin going ahead to check out the zone in the circle. What are you doing, Sotaria?
I'm following Fawkes.
All right. So you begin trekking north. Krixus. The two guards kind of look to you.
Fellow Cloud Brothers. I have come to see the leader of your people. And then I take a large bite of the snow. That delicious creaminess. One can only reminisce of how delicious it truly is.
You taste, of course, nothing. However, the two guards reach down and you see both of them pull out just kind of small chunks, and both of them respectively take bites, and they both go, "Praise the cloud."
Of course, praise the cloud.
And the spears part, and you are granted entry into this house. Yeah, Michael, it's a very strange sort of ritual that you see, unfamiliar probably with the customs of this particular religion. You enter into the room beyond. It's a fairly simple chamber. At the sides of it, there's decorations on the walls, large kind of peppermints and gumdrops that kind of hang different trophies from battles and enemies defeated. Sitting at the back, there's what appears to be the chieftain of this particular clan of lizard folk. He sits heavy backwards in his chair. Upon his head, you see feathers of what looks almost like sort of pixie stick dust that's been like sewn onto feathers, making kind of an elaborate, colorful sort of headdress for himself. He looks to you as you enter. Ah, hello there.
Yes, I am Krixus from the south. Another group of cloud followers as yourself.
I know of the southern cloud worshippers. They are on the right track, but misguided.
I take another big bite of the snow. This is so delicious. It is cool and refreshing as well.
He kind of smiles a little bit to the side. I'd like you to make me a deception check.
Yeah.
Because, of course, to one who does not worship the cloud in this way.
Wait. Krixus doesn't worship the cloud? Oh, shit.
I do worship. No, I do
worships the cloud. He's just not part of this particular sect.
Yeah. It is cool and refreshing, though.
It is cold and refreshing, but unpleasant. He looks up to you. I know of you, Light of the Dawn. I know you are not one of us.
Well, at least allow me to bring you a proper gift, as is custom in my lands. And I will pull out a Swedish fish that has been smoked and prepared. It came from the Kool-Aid Lake a few months ago.
Okay, you prepare you give him the Swedish fish. He takes it over, begins kind of smelling the side of it. It is cooked.
It is smoked only. It is not cooked. It is dried and has been sweetened with but a mere hint of honey. Perhaps you would like this.
Interesting. And you see him just open his jaw wide in the lizard folk fashion, and he just puts the whole giant Swedish fish, takes it in one bite. You see him chew a few times. Swallows.
I'm just gonna watch. I'm just watching rather nervously.
He looks back to the two of you. It is good. I would not have tried that myself. I will hear what you have to say.
What is the dispute amongst the tribes in these lands?
There are a number of issues, territories, sugar zones that people have been crossing over into. Some strange gingerbread beasts. They are not sweet. They're bitter in taste. The lands are changing and people are fighting for food. It's been difficult in these parts lately.
Interesting. This does not please Krixus. I cannot have my northern brethren having disputes, especially when we are all followers of the great big cloud. Praise
May it be praised.
I want to whisper something to Krixus.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to tell Krixus while whispering him so no one can hear. I think maybe we can have them put aside tribal differences to help a better cause.
What do you think I'm doing?
True.
And this one, he does not seem to respect the cloud's ways. Looking now towards you, as he kind of sees you lean in a little bit. Can't quite tell. Definitely can't say what you're saying. Barely that you're speaking, but he looks now towards you, Michael, and he says,
I mean, if you want me to correct myself, I will. It's not that. I mean, I respect people of all religions. It's just that I find certain activities unpleasant. I'll leave it at that.
He does not understand our ways.
You see,
as are the soft ones. They are not like us, brother.
You see the kind of sides of his mouth, which extends kind of fold downward. Very well. So you are here to help solve my tribe's issues.
Yes.
Very well. Do so. And I will see you back with your reward, as was promised.
Indeed. How is it that we may solve this dispute?
He says that you may have to, he kind of goes into a lot of details, but he mentions like a lot of inter-tribe politics, a lot of different like leaders that you'll have to talk to and like resolve different territory rights and things of that nature too. It sounds like weeks and weeks of like heavy diplomatic work.
If I were to remove these foul gingerbread beasts, would that be a step in the right direction for all of you?
Perhaps.
If we were to remove these foul beasts, would this be pleasing to all of the tribes and you could find common ground, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Is there any warriors who are mighty enough to slay these foul beasts? Perhaps they can learn from some of Bartholomew's company on how to slay such foul monsters.
Here's the play. I would like you to make your persuasion check now.
Yeah.
Left. We lost Farku.
Bam. 17.
We lost someone.
All right. As you argue with him, do you know the source of these beasts?
Well, Roderick, I'm sure you've heard of him. Bartholomew's assistant said something about there was a problem nearby, and, well, considering that this is a new problem, I think they are connected.
He speaks up to you. What were you going to say, Michael?
Okay, I would like to. Can I make a persuasion roll as well to try to persuade him as well?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you going to say?
Say, look, I understand. I understand your tribes have a lot of issues right now, but perhaps you can all agree to put them aside for a greater cause. As from what I know, there is a threat that could threaten all of you entirely.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check as well.
1 second.
He looks to you.
Ouch.
He looks to you. I do not care for the soft skin. But it seems that you have our people's best interests at heart.
Of course, as all Cloud Brethren should.
You shall have our aid. At which point, we need to get Farku back in chat. I don't know what happened to Farku.
Let's see.
Yeah, we lost Farku. Jeremy, if he gets back in, please just pull him back in. At which point we're going to cut back. At that point, we're going to cut back to you, Sotaria. You and Fawkes walk and step among the forest, the candy cane forest, and eventually it seems to give way to a more rocky terrain, and what feels like rock at first you realize is actually hardened gingerbread. Actually, is Mizra here too? Did we lose 2 people right now?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
I saw you were muted. I didn't know if there's something wrong. You see the rocky terrain. It's packed in gingerbread that you're now stepping over. You can feel it beneath the ice cream. You can see the specks of brown as the trees begin to lessen. As you begin to continue and move forward, I see Farku's back online now. I wonder. Let me see if I can just get him in, because it would make sense if he could hear this too.
I'll handle it if he comes back up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see he's back online. Anyway, as
you
you're
want me to pull in a new person if he has irreparable issues?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. So
No worries.
So Sotaria, as you're continuing forward, you notice, like I said, this change in the terrain as well. In the distance, you can hear discussion and a low murmuring, just kind of some is just kind of the general sound of the tones that you're hearing. As you're kind of moving into the last hidden space, as you're moving ahead here, you and Fawkes ducking behind one of the final candy cane trees, you can see a crowd of people, all of them extremely elderly, that are just gathering around at the base of this hill. It seems an army of just old folks there. They are all just kind of milling about, not really doing anything, just kind of looking around expectantly. At the top of this hill, this obviously being Gingerbread Hill, you can see some larger figures. One very tall individual you cannot even make out. They're definitely not human. They're definitely not even like Goliath in size, bigger even than that. You can't make out what that person could be. Next to them, another hulking figure, not quite so large. And there is weaponry atop the hill. You see some siege equipment. It looks like there's a couple of like catapults set up there. It's a pretty well-defensed area. And all of these old folks are just kind of milling about at the bottom, but this is presumably the hill that holds this teleportation circle that you need to repair. The two of you are now outside of it.
If this is an army, this is the weirdest army I've ever seen before in my life.
Very ragtag, yeah.
Yes, I'd have to agree with that. But are these guys hostile?
You're not sure. You're not actually quite there yet, by the way. Michael and Krixus, they went ahead of you. So you'll be there in a little bit. Fawkes, are you here now? Do you have voice? Yeah, I guess not. Mizra, is there anything that you want to do while you're kind of preparing and waiting?
I guess I'm gonna try and sneak closer.
Okay. It's a little bit of an open area. What strategy are you going to use to sneak up without anyone noticing?
Ew, it's open?
Yeah, it's fairly open. You're kind of like right now ducking behind like the last piece of cover.
In that case, I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Will do.
Looking around, the army actually spreads out a little bit beyond just the collection at the base of the hill. You can see a couple of the most confused of all of these elderly are just kind of like walking around and wandering a little bit in the forest, some of them kind of separated.
I'm heading down toward them.
Okay. You step in their direction. Go ahead and make me a stealth check. Yeah, no issue. You move up right to one of the peppermint trees that one of them is next to. You're probably about 2 feet from them, but you're on the other side of the tree, and they have no idea you're there. You're pretty sure at one point you saw them just kind of like look over at you, and they're just kind of mumbling to themselves. What was that about? Coffee or something? And they just kind of look right at you, and then their eyes just kind of glaze over. They didn't even really seem to notice you. Silence. A bit of luck, a bit of old age, bad eyesight, a lot of things probably contributing, but you're right next to this individual, and they're pretty far separated from the rest of the group.
Is this a man or a woman?
This is a man.
Oh, grandfather. Oh, I'm so sorry to disturb you, grandfather, but why are you so far away from home?
That's a great question. Do you know where we are?
You're on the Big Rock Candy Mountain, but why are you so far away from home, grandfather?
I don't know. I live in the elder quarter of the Candy Kingdom, the Candy City. Good King, under Good King Milton Bradley. I don't know what I'm doing out here. Don't even remember walking here.
You don't remember anything?
My name's Walter.
Aw, such a sweet name, Grandfather Walter.
Thank you. You're very kind.
I've been called most things, but kind is not one of them. But poor dear sweet grandfather. Oh, you need to relax and sit down. You don't need to be out here by yourself.
That's a great idea. It's very cold. And he just kind of sits down and leans against the tree. Thank you. Do you have any blankets?
Oh, I don't. Well, I do have a cape on. I guess I could let you have that. I don't necessarily need it.
No, don't trouble yourself. It's fine. I'll be okay. Thank you very much. Yes.
But there's no other information you can give me. Nothing you can think about. Anything strange that you heard?
I just have these big blank spots in my memory. I remember wanting a crown for a little while. That's it.
Interesting. Well, you stay right here and you be a good old man. Such a sweet dear.
Okay. Thank you, young lady. And you see as at this point you notice your friends. They start kind of walking through the forest, moving as you did, ducking in between trees, waiting for the best moments of cover, moving among the kind of flurries of snow from the ice cream blizzard. Now, as you get close, Krixus and Michael, you are all kind of ducking behind these trees, and you've all kind of made eye contact. You're all aware that you're there. You ended up getting an army together, and army is a bit of a strong word, but a force together of about 12 lizard folk from the surrounding tribe, all warriors, all wielding these kind of candy cane pikes. And they're all getting ready for a moment to start kind of moving on the hill. They're just waiting for your command, but you're all in the same region now.
Yes.
There's a ragtag group of old people who supposedly is from the older folks' candy kingdom home. I think they've been spelled. They don't seem to remember how they got. They don't seem to remember how they got here.
What are a bunch of old people doing here is a good question.
Like I just said, they don't remember how they got here, and that's why I think they've been spelled. But the question is, why would anyone want an army of old people?
That's a really good question, because I don't think they want to. Because judging by the fact that you were able to talk to one of them, I really don't think they want to fight.
Well, perhaps they just wandered off from the old folks' home. They are old, and they may be suffering from old timers.
So yeah, before you lies the hill, this horde of.
There's no way they will allow an army of old people to escape the place.
You do have a point there. This is
Same
very
thing.
strange.
Oh man.
Oh, I really do not hope we're forced to fight, because I have a bit of an issue with hurting old people.
I have a small, very insignificant, small, itty bitty, small qualms about hurting the elderly. It's very minuscule.
Now,
Let's admit it, Sotaria. If there's gold in it, you'd be more than happy to do it.
If it's gold involved, I'll kill a lot of them.
Yes, see.
So as you're standing out here, Rodger seemed to be very much. Rodger seemed to be very rushed in his words, and he had mentioned he needed that circle up as fast as he can. It is atop the hill. What is the plan that you guys come with for getting up to the top of this hill and activating it?
So there's an army of old people.
There's an army of old people around it. At the top of it, you see some other figures, a little bit more threatening looking, as well as like a couple of catapults and some like siege weaponry set up.
Okay.
It's definitely an army, even though the old people just look confused.
Well, I think it's simple enough to walk past the old people, considering they are more confused, if anything.
Before we do
while
anything,
everyone's been talking, I've just been going through to straight in up to the circle.
Oh, you're just walking forward?
At this point, that's all I've been doing.
Okay. You've been watching Fawkes Sakes kind of like chilling behind a tree for a while, just waiting and just staring intently, and then all of a sudden you see him just take a few steps and start just plunging forward towards the group. You start going through first the kind of thinner, there's a few stragglers that are farther out. They all look at you, and the old people, ooh, very shiny. Oh, look at this little one. I think I saw him on the illusions. And points, or just kind of pointing towards you and looking at you. And then as you approach, though, you see atop the hill, and you hear a voice cry out, "We mustn't let them stop the ritual." And that really big voice, it seems to come from that very big figure that I described before, standing on top of the hill. "Everyone, remember your bitterness. Remember how bitter you are." And as they do that, you watch them hold out their hand, and it looks like a thin layer of deep brown dust. It almost looks like coffee grounds begin floating through the air. And as it does, the old people around you start to grow a little bit more agitated. And you see them start to kind of turn, and they move a little bit more abruptly. They're moving as fast as they can, but they start to change. And as this figure at the top of the hill, they reach up, and a smaller one seems to fly away on a broom. The larger one grabbing onto it, hanging from the bottom of it, just kind of like a monkey hanging from a tree almost. And they start kind of flying off beyond the hill. In another direction, as these old people begin to just go ahead.
Fly off?
No.
Yeah, they start kind of flying away. And you hear one of them kind of cackle, just a very high-pitched laugh, accompanied by the gruffer laugh of the larger one. Just kind of oh, of the deeper one, and they both kind of begin flying away.
How far away are they?
They're at the top of the hill from you, a couple 100 feet.
Okay, never mind.
So they've already fled, but the ritual's happening and stuff, right?
I mean, you're not entirely sure what they're doing.
But they're all leaving, or is there still like the big?
Just there two. There's still one. There's still one kind of large figure atop the hill, and these old people are starting to move up to you, and they're just kind of like slapping at your armor and just starting to like grab onto it in places. And they're very weak, and you just kind of like twist and turn and throw them off without any issue. But there's a lot of them.
I would like to help. Can I try to go help Fawkes out, because he's seeming to be swarmed by old people?
Yeah, he's starting to get swarmed by old people. There are like hundreds of them here.
At one point, I just stop, look very seriously, just lower my eyes, and I'll activate Radiant Soul and just fly up to them. That's enough.
Excellent. In that case, I would like you to roll for. I would like you to roll for initiative, everyone.
Oh dear.
Hold up. Where is it? Here it is.
Really?
Oh, that was a good one, Sotaria.
Yes. The curse of my low initiative rolls has been broken today.
Farkus is even better.
Just one more, the advantage, super important.
Yes.
The old people go on 20, and then 5. All right, you watch as
I go first.
Somehow the 11 goes first. But before that, these old people are kind of swarming and gathering all around you. But you activate this ability. What does it give you? Is it the one that does area of effect, or is it just?
It's just I fly.
All right, you now have flight. Excellent. as you begin kind of moving upwards and getting ready to fly, they all start to grab at you. You watch as the lizard folk soldiers start running up for the cloud and are now just kind of running at and pushing back the waves, kind of creating like a clear path forward for you, trying to let you get up to the top of the hill. As they're running up, holding back the old people at bay for as long as they can.
Hey, don't push them too hard. They're just old people.
Yeah.
No promises. But they seem to be holding back. They're not stabbing. They're using kind of the sides and just making a path. That is going to bring us to the top of the initiative in this case, which is going to be you. It's going to be you, Krixus.
So is there a clear path to the top of this hill?
There's a path. The lizard folk aren't able to get all of them out of the way, but they get most of them at the bottom out of the way, which is where they are the densest. And the rest of them are kind of like the ones that are higher up are fumbling. So it's a fairly steep hill. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but there is a relatively clear path, yes.
How far from where I'm at to the top of the hill?
A pretty good chunk of distance. At this point, about 200 feet.
For now, I will take a double move action.
All right, so you're just going to kind of move up into the thick of it.
Yeah.
You get up kind of, you're right now, Fawkes is a little bit ahead of everyone else. You're now at the same point that Fawkes is.
Okay.
So you run up and you're now in the mix. In that case, Michael.
Okay, so our target is the one giant guy. Can you tell, am I allowed to know what his size class is?
You saw the biggest one, the one that was really big. You saw that one grab onto the broom and fly away with another one on the broom. There's one kind of larger than average one who's just seems to be just a very big human, maybe. Old for sure.
So there's no boss figures at all. They're just all old people.
There's old people, and then there's one kind of there's one old person that looks dressed in like a general's garb atop the hill.
I'm going to. Okay, am I able to reach him with a move action?
Actually appears to be a woman, and a move action would put you up next to where Fawkes is, like kind of right at the base of the hill. So you are a ways away still, with just a move action.
What if I dashed?
That would put you a little ahead of where Fawkes is.
And I'll end my move then.
All right, so you start kind of moving up the hill. You're now climbing up it proper. Once you start getting up steeper kind of points, it's going to be a little bit hard to hold on to, you can tell, but for now you're still fine. In that case, that is going to bring us to Sotaria. Actually, no, you crit failed, so it'll be foe turn first. So the foes are going to kind of lean back. You hear the old woman atop the hill. Give no quarter, and holds out a hand pointing, and you see her just whip her hand forward, and you watch as the two catapults both fly and whip. The tops of them, instead of a cup, it looks like almost a coffee mug, as two hails of burning coffee fly out towards the group of you on the hill. One of them is going to go for you, Fawkes, and the other one for you, Michael, as you're the two closest.
I hate coffee!
And let's see if I can find what I did with that sheet. The first one is against you, Fawkes.
No.
25?
25, yes, that is.
And
my god.
And against you, Michael. 29. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Lucky
Michael.
for me. Well, lucky for me that that I have like 48 health now. So
okay, yeah. Welcome to Fable Tier. You watch as the two catapults rear back, and this burning coffee, it catches you in flight. You're able to dodge a lot of it. However, you, Michael, who is on the ground, it just kind of falls and seeps into you. You watch as it melts through the gingerbread of the hill, leaving an indent. You're actually, now as it kind of destroys and just erodes away the softer gingerbread, you find yourself now in a 10-foot hole at the end of this as well. You hear the woman at the top of the hill call out again, "Gingerbread men, fire!" And out of the ground you see emerge a number of ginger bowmen, and they pull back as they kind of just crawl out of the hill and get ready to make attacks against you. 3 of them are going to be at, actually probably 4 of them are going to be at you, Fawkes, of the 8 total. So these are all against you. Does a 17 hit?
No.
Just a 7. As it pulls back and fires, it's dull. You only take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. The arrow, it seems actually tipped with a small gumdrop. However, it hits you. You feel the weight of it dragging you down a bit. Your movement has been reduced by 10 feet.
Wait, me?
Yep, your movement speed's been reduced by 10.
But it didn't hit me, right?
Wait, the 20 didn't hit?
No.
Oh, I thought 20 hit. Never mind, they all miss. A couple of them are going to aim farther down the hill, 2 each at you, Sotaria and Krixus.
Neither of those would hit me.
And then Sotaria.
The
17 and a 23.
both of those hit.
Okay. As they both strike into you, 2 of these things weighing you down, you feel they are kind of now reducing your movement speed. The weight of them is slowing you as you walk. Your movement speed's been reduced fairly significantly. And one last technique at this time. You watch as she holds up her hand and just kind of motions forward with both hands. Ginger roll! I would like Michael and...
How many attacks does this woman have? Jesus!
This is an army. This isn't a woman.
Army.
Yeah.
This is the entire army.
Yeah.
Just commanding.
Welcome to Fable Tier.
So I would like Michael and Fawkes to make me dex saves. You're
Oh, I
good.
did really good.
Is it not showing you? Okay, here we go.
6. All right, yeah. You watch as 3 gingerbread men kind of pop up near the top of the hill. Along with them, a huge section of the terrain just lifts up and pulls out of the ground, which they throw like a giant log down towards you. It strikes into you for 8 points of bludgeoning damage. As it rolls down the hill, continuing, as it gets to you, Michael, you jump up and jump over it. However, it does knock you backwards a fair chunk. Fawkes, it ends up knocking you back 20 feet and prone. And that
I'm flying, so is that what?
You are, like, you've activated your fly move, but you haven't taken a turn yet, so you actually haven't gotten off the ground yet.
Gotcha.
So you are prone, but you are flying on your turn, so you still have... Yeah, I mean, you still have to stand up, but you still have, like, your fly speed.
Okay.
So, I think that now, that is going to be it for faux turn at this point. That is going to bring us to... yeah, it's you now, Sotaria.
Okay, where are those catapults exactly?
The catapults are on the top of the hill. They're at the crest.
Okay. Okay. I'm taking up my longbow, and are they in range of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Might be long range.
Okay. I'm taking out my longbow, and I'm going to attempt to try and...
You realize it might be disadvantage if you do that because it's long range.
It's a ways off, man.
All right, then fine. I'm going to... I'm gonna go and head towards the fray.
I'm sorry. Huh? Short range on a longbow is 300. I'm getting told from Jeremy, so you're definitely good.
Okay, come on then. In that case, back to my first plan. I'm going to try and hit one of those catapults. Try and maybe try and disrupt one of the mechanisms so that I can't fire.
Okay, that's gonna be a pretty Herculean task. You're trying to pinpoint like a key point from a very far distance away. You can try it. It's gonna take an incredible shot. You want to go for it?
She got a bunch of gingerbread men. How many Well, you got an army of gingerbread men, right?
There's 8 bowmen atop the hill, and 3 warriors kind of like popped up when they threw that big roll downwards.
I'm aiming for an archer.
All right.
Shit, I should have aimed for the catapult. Never mind.
Roll damage on that. 10 points of damage. The arrow flies true. You see it arc slowly and high up the hill, and then one of the gingerbread men straight through the head of it, which crumbles into cookie pieces as it strikes. Anything else?
Nope, because I think I'm be better. I think I'm gonna be better down here than I am going to be up there. I'll let them handle that.
Very well. You just get into that kind of sniper mode as you're down the bottom of the hill. That is going to bring us to Farku. Fawkes, what would you care to do?
Oh, I roll back with the being pushed back 20 feet with that ginger roll. So, how far away am I from the top of the hill?
You're at this point 150 feet away.
150.
I'm sorry, no, 140.
140. Oh, okay. So then I will activate my Greaves Award to increase my move speed by 30.
Okay.
And then I will take the dash action to double my move speed, so it should be at 120. So I'll move up and fly over the crowd for 120.
Okay, you have to use half your movement on one of those move actions to stand up for being prone. So that reduces one of your move actions by half, but other than that, you do that and dash up. So what is it without that?
Okay, so move action by half. That's
90.
45 to 90.
Okay, cool. So you move up 90 feet, and you're a good chunk of the way. You're kind of one step away from reaching the goal that you're looking for. I assume you're moving a little bit more up, so you have more of a vantage point.
Yeah, I'll like crouch down and like leap into. God damn it! Why am I so angry?
You look at the woman, the commander of this army, because you're now eye to eye. Even though you're farther across the hill, you can see she stands just kind of resolute in front of it. You see on the front of her, on the front of the armor that she wears is a great big like prune, it looks like, and she's just there, kind of fists out, getting ready to like receive you if you go for the shattered stone circle, which you can see behind her.
Lady, where's the crown?
Wait, what did you say?
Wait, where's the crown?
She calls out, "The crown is where you'll never find." And she just kind of drifts off and looks to the side, and then looks back to you. "I'll regulate you!" And that is going to be...
I'm coming for you.
That is going to be it for your turn then, which brings us to the top of the initiative.
Yes.
Old people versus lizard folk. Let's see how that's going.
Yeah.
Oh man, the lizard folk somehow managed to beat the 19. As they're pushing back, lizard folk are doing a good job of holding the old folks at bay. You are safe. Continue to be safe from the army for now. That is going to bring us to Krixus.
How far away am I from the top of the hill? And how big is the top of the hill?
At this point, you are 140 feet. You ended where Fawkes was. Actually, in retrospect, you should have had to have made a save for the thing, but I forgot.
Okay. What? The roll.
For the roll. Yeah, you should have been. You should have been part of the roll.
Yeah.
There's
You want me to roll for it? I can't.
Nah, it's already missed it. I already missed it. Roll for the roll.
Okay. So it's 140 feet away, and how far apart are these catapults?
Each one is about 40 feet away from. They're about 40 feet apart. The top.
Oh, they're about 40.
A big, wide kind of chunk. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. I like these odds. In between the two catapults, I cast. Bam.
Perfect. Or actually, even bigger. You can cover the entire top of the hill.
I will cover it.
Freezing rain pours down in a massive sleet storm. I mean, you're very intimidating. No two ways about that, Fawkes. As it does so, you watch as the general stands hard and firm. You watch as a lot of the old folks that are like trying to get the next catapult ready. You can't quite see this from where you are, Krixus, but Fawkes, you do. You watch as the sleet is like pouring on them. The kind of red glow about their eyes that has come from these bitter coffee grounds that they all breathed in. You see it's kind of like they're just getting very frustrated and cold, and it's starting to like override the spell to a degree. It's definitely slowing them down.
Thematically, can it be ice cream sleep? Because of
yes. Well, it has to be because of the terrain. It's the sleet of the terrain.
Thank you.
And is that all for your turn? Or are you going to try and move up the hill as well?
I will attempt to move up the hill.
All right, you do so. It's at this point, it's no threat. So you're
could it be yellow sleep as well?
No, it is not lemon flavored.
You are 110 out. That is going to bring us to Michael Verity. You've taken a heavy hit. You're at the bottom of kind of a small pit of gingerbread.
Wait, how am I? I thought I dodged it.
Oh, you dodged that. You got hit by the coffee.
Yeah.
It kind of burned out some of the ground in front of you.
So how far am I from the top?
You are at this point farther than you were 110.
So
you got a little thing you have to climb out of. You can feel the hot coffee boiling at the bottom of it, still kind of burning the bottom of your feet. What's the play?
So I have to use some of my move to climb out of it.
Yep, 20 feet of movement you'll have to use to climb out of it because it's 10 feet up. So.
Okay, so I'm going to. Can I dash to climb and then move the rest of my movement speed, and then I want to action surge?
Okay.
Then I want to act. Then I'm gonna action surge. Then I'm gonna light crossbow one of those archers.
Okay. You climb out hand over hand. It's fairly trivial. Your fingers crunch into the gingerbread as you climb yourself out.
Actually, no. Actually, I changed my mind on the action surge to attack. Can I use? How much does a potion of healing heal me for?
2d4 plus 2. Which you can do that as a bonus action if you wish to do so.
It's actually never mind. I'll do that after I shoot one of the archers.
Okay, so you're gonna climb out, move 10 feet forward and not action surge and just shoot?
No, I'm dashing. No, I am dashing, and then I'm going
and then
surge.
you're gonna action surge. Okay, great. So
then shoot.
you're 70 feet out as you fire your short crossbow towards one of these bowmen. Go ahead and make an attack roll. 6.
God.
The arrow flies a bit to the right. You see it just kind of barely skin. It was actually a pretty close shot, but doesn't quite do it, unfortunately, as these bowmen continue to fire.
Well, I'm gonna roll a 2d. I'm gonna roll a 2d4 plus 2 because I'm going to heal myself with my potion of healing.
Okay.
Plus 7. You know what? I'm okay with it.
Not bad.
4, 5, 6.
All right, cool. You still have another move action. You can move another 30 feet if you want to, because you action surged.
You know what? Can I move that 30 feet and go prone on purpose?
Yep, you move 30 feet and then duck down for cover.
I want to duck down for cover to make it harder. I want to give archers disadvantage on attack.
You're 70 feet out. You're almost at the very steep part of the cliff. That's going to bring us, in that case, to I think faux turn now.
Yeah.
Surrounded by old people though.
The lizard men are doing a good job of holding the old people at bay still.
Yeah.
So you're good at that front. The commander, you watch as the catapults are loaded because of the sleet storm. They're loading much slower, so they're not going to get to fire this round. It's going to take them 2 rounds to fire in this. So the catapults are loaded. You watch as the ginger roll flies out. You're too high above to be affected by it, Fawkes, but I need Krixus and actually, unless, yeah, I think you automatically get hit by this one, Michael, as you are flat prone and it's just rolling over you. I'll say that you have disadvantage. I'll let you try and do it, but you have disadvantage on the dex save. I think seems fair.
Here I go.
Yeah, 5's not gonna do it. It rolls over the 2 of you, dealing 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it crashes down the hill. The bowmen fire. 6 of them are gonna fire at you, Fawkes. That one definitely hits. 25.
Oh, 25 hits.
17 misses. 27 hits. 13 misses. And 15 misses.
How much damage am I taking?
You're taking a total of 11 points of bludgeoning damage. However, your speed has also been reduced by 20 feet as these 2 things are weighing you down, creating drag on your motion.
They're covering my wings.
Yeah, exactly. That is going to... wait, 2 more of them are going to fire. Actually, 1 more, because you took out 1, Sotaria, I forgot. And that one's going to fire down towards you, Sotaria, at the base of the hill. 24 hits for 7. As it passes now to your turn, Sotaria.
Okay, I'm taking aim again and firing at that other gingerbread man who just fired at me.
All right. You definitely go ahead and roll damage. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
I really should be aiming for those catapults.
13. The arrow flies true and perfect, striking through one of the gingerbread men. As it does, you watch as it actually flies through and catches a second gingerbread man that was kind of like readying their next gumdrop bow behind them, and takes out 2 in one fell swoop.
And you love me. I know it. Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Thank
good.
you
Like a
much.
sniper at the bottom of the hill, Sotaria just continues to pump out arrows. Fawkes.
Ah! So my speed's been reduced by how much?
By 20 feet at this point.
Alright, so they're how far away?
You were...
Yeah, on top of it. I was 40 feet away, right?
Yep,
Because I moved to the lobby.
that sounds correct to me.
Okay, so if I'll activate the Greaves of War and really fire myself up. That'll give me 40 feet so I can move up to them. So then I will swoop down and looking at this huge sleet storm in front of me, I'll start spinning into like a wheel in the air and cut through, like slash through the sleet, like cutting the heavens.
Ah, yes.
We will finally discuss the cutting of the heavens.
And I'll see if I can attack this commander when I land.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Sweet. Okay.
15 misses, but 20 definitely hits.
Okay. Then they take, let's see, +3 radiant damage.
You watch as the first one comes up. She catches it on her arm guard, and she kind of smiles at you. You can see like bits of runes stuck in her teeth. Keeps me young. And then the second one comes in and cuts out the hip for 15 plus 3 radiant damage.
Yep.
Yeah, that absolutely hits. She's still up, but she definitely looks hurt by the blow. Is that all?
Lady. Yes, that'll be it.
Okay. In that case, that's going to bring us. She's actually going to drop into initiative now, since there's finally someone for her to hit, and is going to make her prune punches.
Ew.
It's going to be 3d20. That is a 20 misses, right?
Yeah.
So with 3 quick in succession, she reaches out and goes to take you, but your armor just proves too hard, and all of her attacks unfortunately miss. That is
Don't touch
going.
me!
Yeah, you can feel kind of like a heaviness about the blows, and they're heavy in weight, but they're kind of squishy too. It's a little weird. It's unpleasant to say the least. That brings us to the top of the initiative. The lizard folk continue to hold on in the battle. It looks like they're starting to kind of fall, but that's going to bring us to top of the initiative, which is Krixus.
Okay, so let's do this right. Sleet storm falls. From my distance that I'm at, what does it appear that those catapults are made out of?
They appear to be made out of gingerbread, actually, like a much harder variety.
Interesting. I will do this then. Boom. Dang it, I forgot it's this. My bad. I keep forgetting that. Boom. Yeah. Directly on one of the
Tidal wave?
Yeah, I want to do that directly onto one of the catapults.
All right. It can't really make a dexterity saving throw. What I'm going to say happens is, as the wave washes over it, you see part of the catapult itself beginning to crumble, but also around it, the entire crew of old people that was working on it just gets sucked up in the tidal wave and gets just rolled off the hill. You hear some as they are sent down the other side.
Okay. Are any of my allies near me or no?
Your ally, Michael, is a little bit ahead of you, Sotaria is a little bit behind you.
Like, how far away are each of them? Just curious.
You couldn't quite get to Michael, but you could get backwards towards Sotaria if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go up another 30 feet. I was just wondering, just so I know roughly how far they are. It's all good. And when I can see Michael, here, take this. And I will. There you go.
A healing word. How much was that?
Oh, wait, no, I can't do that. Never mind. That's my bad. I forgot it's not. I can't do that. Never mind. I already cast a spell.
Okay.
Yeah, I just go 30 feet ahead.
All right. In that case, Michael.
Yeah.
You're getting very near the top. You can see Fawkes battling with the regulator, the prune warrior.
The God. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm good. Stop. Okay. I'm going to. Okay, since I'm actually, no. I'm gonna use my bonus action now and roll a 1d10 plus 4.
Okay. You healing second wind yourself.
Damn. 1d10 plus 4.
Wow.
You heal for 5, nonetheless. What else would you like to do?
I am going to. Okay. So, whether to get up and move forward and then take a defensive maneuver, or take a shot.
What are you feeling? Make the call.
I'm actually gonna since I'm getting really close, I'm going to take a I'm gonna get up out of my prone, use half my movement. I'm gonna move up, which is about like 15 feet maybe, and just take a dodge / defense action.
Okay. With a move action, you could get to the top of the hill. Of course, you wouldn't be dodging.
I can get to the top of the hill with my move action.
You can get to the top with a move. It would require an athletics because it gets really steep at the top, but you can go for it if you want to do that.
You know what? Screw it. I'll do it.
Yeah, go for it. Make me athletics. Yep. Oh, wait, why do you have you don't have disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
don't have disadvantage. 14 is enough. You hand over hand, gripping onto the rock, climb up. You now stand beside Fawkes in the battle against the bottle. The battle against this woman. That I think is going to bring us to. That is going to bring us to Army turn. Now that she's engaged in melee, she's no longer able to really. She's no longer really able to make commands like she was before. That one last catapult that was loaded is going to fire. It can't fire at either of you because you're too close. Krixus, you got a catapult bolt coming your way. 23
That hits.
For 20 points of fire damage as the hot coffee pours and knocks you down into the thing.
The flesh.
It does burn the flesh. The roll doesn't happen because she cannot command it. Actually, it should have been disadvantaged because of the sleet, so maybe not. But a 30 definitely still hits. Okay, never mind.
Still hits.
So, and then a hail of arrows flies down the hill. The only one still kind of in their range is they're all going to fire down at you, Sotaria, especially going to be taking them out. So that's 6 coming for you. Does one of those hits? Does a 15 hit, Sotaria? Sotaria, you there?
Hello.
We lost Mizra. If you come back, Mizra, you're muted.
Unmute, please.
I think Mizra's away.
Yeah,
I think
a 15 is exactly. I just looked up her AC. It's exactly that. So when Mizra comes back, remind me to tell her that she took
ton of damage.
19 points of damage, and her movement speed is now 0. That is going to bring us to her turn, in which she'll do something, and then Fawkes.
Not bad, not bad. Fawkes flexes off all the cold and sleep that's been dragging me down. I'll lay on hands for, let's see, 25 points? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, actually 22. And then, tell me, why are you here, huh?
Looks to you. I was told to protect this, and points behind to like the shattered circle on the ground, so that they can make sure that everyone feels as bitter as we do.
Is that why? Well then, show me your moves, and I'll cast Sanctuary. That's the turn.
All right, end of your turn. She's going to show you her moves. She has to make a Wisdom saving throw, which she has just a flat D20 roll. Does a 14 succeed?
Wow, I thought old people would rise. Oh yeah, dang, just hit.
And then she's going to make 3 attacks against you and show you her moves. Oh shit! That is a 29.
Wisdom save per attack.
Oh, yep, you're right. So the first one, I assume, with a 29 hits.
Yep.
And then 2 more wisdom saves. The 5 misses and the 16 succeeds. So the 20, the 20 hits, because the 15, the 16 succeeds.
Yeah, sure.
And she's going to punch you with some monk moves. I'd like you to make me a strength saving throw. So you suffer. Oh wait, and then another D8 for the crit. You suffer 26 points of damage from the 3 punches, and you feel as the last one, the crit, hits you kind of square in the stomach and actually sends you careening backwards. You fall backwards 10 feet. I'd like you to make a dex save to be able to hang on the slippery terrain of the mountain.
Oh, he fell, or crap?
Yeah, you're good. You catch yourself barely on the thing. Those are my moves, she calls out. And that's going to bring us to top of the initiative, which is going to be you, Krixus.
I'm back, I say.
Okay.
19 points of damage from 3 archer hits.
You took 19 points of damage.
And your
I'm
movement
dead.
speed.
Okay.
I was gonna say your
down.
movement speed also 0, but it doesn't matter.
How far away is she?
You watch as the old people around Mizra have break through on either side as the lizardmen are all just kind of suddenly caved in on, and they're just now swarming. Mizra is fairly far away from you. Mizra would be at this point 90 feet away from you. And also there's a bunch of old people that are now swarming her. As the horde has finally broken free.
I can't do anything right now.
Krixus, what's it gonna be?
I'm getting rid of that other catapult. That's for sure.
Yeah, the next wave of old people, there's literally nothing they can do about this. They just get wiped off the side, shutting down the other catapult completely. All that remains is this one last vanguard as it passes now to your turn, Max. I'm sorry, Michael.
Yeah. Okay. Question: is Farku still next to?
He's 10 feet behind you, but still very close.
Yeah.
You're right up engaged with this old woman. What's it gonna be?
I tried to square off with her, but she just like punched me through a wall. I'm squaring up.
To show you what she's got, she did. What's the play? Sorry.
Who is this old lady?
Can I take a defensive action so I can make her have disadvantage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna risk it. Just like stay away from me, hag.
Oh, you say that?
She looks to you. I'm not a hag. And then that's it. That's all you're gonna do. Just gonna dodge.
Oh man.
Yep, I'm gonna dodge.
All right.
Dodge.
You stand in a defensive position atop the hill, which is gonna bring us to army turn, who are going to send a volley of gumdrops down towards you, Krixus. 6 of them still stand.
Hit. Nope.
Dead. I think you're dead.
That's 12, 17, 36, 40, 43, 49 points of damage.
49 points of damage?
Wait, that seems way too high for what that is.
Yeah, that
12, 17, 26.
I don't think it matters. I think
30,
Krixus is
33.
down.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry,
now.
39. I added another 10.
Yeah.
Okay. The arrow volleys fly, and you watch as these bludgeoning gumdrop arrows just pile on top of Krixus as he falls. The wave of old folks getting ready to rush up the hill towards you, threatening to consume Krixus next as well. You need to activate this summoning circle, this teleportation circle soon.
Okay, where is the teleportation circle? Is it right behind?
You're on the top of it.
Oh.
The whole hill is the
So
teleportation.
I have to defeat the woman to activate it, right?
Nope.
No one said anything about that. It's activate the circle.
Yep. That is going to bring us to Fawkes. Actually,
Right.
Yeah, Sotaria, you've fallen among the old people. You have been taken out of commission.
Start eating your body. I mean, old people.
Aw, boo.
What's it gonna be, Fawkes?
Right. I'll like cough up some blood from the bruises. So, where's the stone ruins that this person is protecting? You can see the circle, the
kind of cracked stone teleportation circle. Bartholomew, whenever he teleports you anywhere, he always sends you to one of these. This one has been broken. But the words that Rodger spoke to you, the command word to fix it, still resonates fresh in your head. You just need to approach and touch it while you do so.
So that's all I have to do. Okay. Well then, I'll ask this lady, like, who are you?
And she looks to you. Prune!
Ah! Baseball. Right. And I'll just
of course.
Fly over. I'll take a bite of my my candy club. This goes one up. And I'll fly over to the ruins over her.
Okay. You're gonna do the thing?
Yeah, and
that was it.
Command word.
That was it. I didn't expect someone to fly. That was the only thing you had to do. As you walk up and speak, words that you barely knew that you knew come out of your mouth. And with that, it almost seems like it reverses in time as the pieces just snap back together into place. At this point, you see the old woman behind you turns and looks towards you, just kind of stunned. Michael, you stand there waiting for the blow, but it never comes. She just kind of looks. The old folks, they finish off Krixus and Sotaria down below and then climb up. The two of you are surrounded on an island amidst all of these old folks. But they've all just kind of stopped and are staring at you.
I'll just look down at them angelically, floating above.
Is the combat over? Question mark.
They seem to have stopped, but you now stand atop the hill. Your mission completed. You can feel the teleportation circle powering up, getting ready for whatever reinforcements Rodger is going to send your way to come through. However, as this is happening, you see a line of the old people on the far side of the mountain. In the distance, you can see what appears to be a lake, a black lake of coffee with a single hut in the center where presumably those two hags flew off to. But among the old people, there is a part in the crowd. And from that direction, you see walking up the king of old people. He steps up slowly as all of them kind of respectfully get out of his way, and he looks to you and he says, greetings, adventurers. As Bartholomew stands, his eyes redden, taken by the power of whatever this magic is. He looks to
Bartholomew?
You've done an excellent job here. Unfortunately, I needed this particular circle to remain destroyed. And you hear a...
Bartholomew.
You hear a deep rumbling, and Bartholomew's just kind of staring ahead, but from above, you look up, and it appears there's just a meteor descending down towards you.
Oh, God.
As all of the old people wait. I'm afraid I won't be resurrecting you this time either, unfortunately. And this glowing red eyes, Bartholomew, the meteor crashes down, and the two of you are left in darkness.
Rocks fall. TPK! TPK finally got it. Finally got
start
TPK.
flying towards up to the meteor, and we'll cut the scene there.
You're pulling your sword out. You can see it glowing with divine light, and you swing. Flash of white. Scene transition. Jeremy,
please tell me we're not dead.
Yep, we're all dead.
We
TPK.
will be back in just one moment with the dramatic conclusion to tonight's episode of Pete and Jeremy. Don't go anywhere.
I want